Welcome, everyone, to It Tastes Different Gaming Appetizers. And tonight, we're going to talk about the day before it was going to release. It's delayed again. The day before it was slated to release this month. And guess what? It has been delayed. Then they, albeit with some shady stuff going on, the game was supposed to come out this month, and everybody was kind of looking forward to it. Everybody's been saying this game is a scam, and rightfully so. There's a lot going on that would make people think this game is not what it's cracked up to be, and we'll kind of get into that. But the game was basically delisted in Steam, and everybody was wondering what happened to this game. What's going on here? Well, I think it was almost a day goes by before basically the Fantastic HQ group came out and said that Steam basically blocked their game because a private individual said that they have trademarked the name the day before. But before that, the team was saying, we don't know why it's no longer on Steam and all this. And then I guess they found out what's going on. Before, when the game was announced, they stated that the trademark was available for that game. So why did they not trademark it themselves, right? I don't know what's going on with that. It seems very shady, but the whole surrounding of the day before game is very, very odd. And what I mean by that is the game showed off like developer playthrough of this game about 2 years ago. And the game is like delayed multiple times, and there's a lot of controversy over this because there's only been like that little bit of showing of the game, which looked pretty much complete at the time. It's like a developer overview of the game with gameplay and all that, and then kind of went dead radio silence for like a year, and then it popped back up. The game looks a lot to me like The Division. When I look at it, the game looks exactly like The Division to me. But, I'm not the only one who thinks that. There's plenty of forums out there. And a lot of people are claiming because of the slowness of this game, information coming out and all this stuff, that it has to be a scam. Like I said, the game was supposed to come out this month, but we didn't get any new gameplay trailers. We didn't get any new information. So how do you have a game coming out so close without new information dropping? And what I mean so close is we were supposed to. I can't remember the exact date now off the top of my head, but it was supposed to be like February, I think, right? Sometime like early February or whatever. But it was supposed to come out back in 2022 as well, and it never did. So for as polished as this game looks, and for as little developer interaction as there is, it seems very shady. But the developers say the game delay was planned before this trademark dispute. But why not say anything until like the witching hour, the right before time when the game's supposed to be released? Why be so tight-lipped and not give it any more information? Why does this game look like stuff that's already out there, reskinned? So according to IGN, there's an article on IGN where the co-founders Edward and Eisen described the allegations of scamming after several days before community members grew concerned, that they're saying that's just not so. The game is real. They're working on it. And basically they're saying that the trademark dispute did force a delay of the game and its first major gameplay trailer in over a year. But they said a delay was planned anyway. So I'm like, come on, guys. I don't know. I was really excited when I first saw this game, and we'll kind of get to everybody else, but I really was super excited. And the more this game went on, and I forgot about it, and then it came back up, and it keeps coming back out. It was been delayed twice now. The first that they claimed was caused by a switch to Unreal Engine 5, which is what everybody's using right now, right? We're moving over to Unreal Engine 5. But I'm sorry, when I saw the first trailer, it already looked like it was on Unreal Engine 5. But it looked really good. I mean, it looked like Division. That's why I was kind of excited. Another co-op shooter type game. And that's why I was excited. So according to the devs of this game, they are going to fight the trademark dispute and hope to have it. And they say they will have it resolved by the new release. The new release, I think, is in November. I think is what they've got now. So November 10th. So the game looked like it was already done before it was done. So, I mean, to me, but we'll kind of go around the room and see what you guys think. Shane, What do you think about this game? Have you been paying too much attention to it? And what are your thoughts on this game and everybody claiming that it's a scam?
It's kind of hard because everything feels scammy about what you hear, about what they say, and the way they say it. But also, what would be the point except for taking pre-orders and then just taking the money and run? This was not Kickstarter that I remembered, so it almost feels like they don't know what the hell they're doing, as far as the business aspect of the release goes. It could have been that they had crossed their fingers that they could get this dispute figured out uh, for the name prior to release, and then they were like, "Well, crap, this uh, other person, doesn't want to cooperate, and we can't get the name back," or something like that. It depending on how you look at it, it can definitely feel scammy, but it also kind of feels like they don't know what the hell they're doing. They might be, good at development of a video game, but they're not good at marketing and putting it out and all that stuff. I mean, I can't say for sure. I don't know the guys, but everything about it seems just like, really? I mean, you waited this long to drop this information, the information you're giving everybody just, it doesn't seem to jive. It feels and sounds scammy, but it also kind of feels like they don't know what the hell they're doing. It's like they're trying to save face, but making it worse. Crap, if somebody got this trademark, well, we could probably work it out before our release, and no, we can't do it because this person doesn't want to release the trademark to us or let us buy it or something like that. Or they're just completely full of crap and this never happened. They had a big technical delay, their crap broke, and they don't know what the hell they're to do. They don't want to say, hey, all right, the game is playing like crap, and we can't release it yet. So I don't know. It definitely feels like they're not telling the whole truth about things. That's a given, um, just by the way they're handling everything. But is it just straight lying? Is it they're trying to save face? Is it they just don't know what the hell they're doing? Which to me, I'm kind of leaning on. I'm leaning on the fact that they may just not know how to handle the issues of getting it out, and everything that may be happening with it. I can't say for sure, but definitely something ain't kosher on that pickle. What about you, Nick? You think that pickle's kosher?
Something's weird, that's for sure. I mean, yeah, it's weird to use a trademark dispute to coax over the fact that they were going to delay it anyway, right? Why not just say we're going to delay the game and then that's it, right? And they don't have to talk about the trademark dispute. They can just do that behind the scenes, right? But like Pat said, why not trade? If the trademark was available, why didn't you trademark it back then? And a trademark dispute, I wouldn't think would be too difficult or take too long to hash out. They could, hash it out between the person that owns that trademark, or they could just change the name of the game, right? The game's not out yet. You can just change it to something different. Let people know that the game is now called this because of a trademark dispute. Now it's called whatever. They were supposed to release a gameplay video as well, and they used the trademark as a mechanism to say they couldn't because of the trademark. And it's like, but you can just take out the day before name in there and just show the game, right? They didn't trademark the game, they just trademarked the name. So you could definitely show gameplay but not show the title of it, right? If that's the case, right? Because this is your one and only game, so people that follow it will know that this is the game that you're talking about. And once you get the trademark back, you can redo the video with your name on there, right? or if you change the name or whatever the case may be. But I don't see that causing them to necessarily have to postpone the video. And that's what makes things, it almost feels like abandoned. And not that the game's abandoned, but the game abandoned. If you remember that game that was coming out to PS5 that we taught, people talked about, and like they had that stupid demo that basically just played a trailer for like the only trailer they ever showed for that game, which was like a 5-second trailer of nothing basically. And that game went on and on and on, and we don't even know what happened to that. Clearly that game was a scam. Who knows if it still exists in any form or fashion nowadays. And it feels like the day before is kind of that, except for the day before has a little bit more going for it because of that developer look that Pat was talking about a couple of years ago. It did look really cool at that time. But that's the last thing we've seen from it. So either, if it is legitimate, I would say Shane's right and things have gone severely south with the game. And, not necessarily just the trademark, but maybe they don't have the lawyers or the know-how to handle trademark disputes. And so they don't exactly know what they're doing in that sense, right? I mean, I don't know how big this group is, but if they're a small team, they could just be a small team of developers that really don't have much more than just that, the development know-how, the development manpower to put something together, but not really the legal standing. I don't know. I don't know if they're owned by if they're a subsidiary of some larger corporation or if they're just their own company, right? But regardless, if they want to save face with the community, they need to show something, right? They've let people know that as soon as the trademark dispute's done, they will release the video ASAP. So if we get a video here in the next week or two or month or so, then that might save face for the community. But if they're go radio silent till it gets closer to November 10th without showing anything off, I think they're going to, if they do have a game, they're going to lose a lot of that community that's been there for them. Right. And so ultimately they're just shooting themselves in the foot. They actually do have a game that's similar to what they've been showing, and they are planning on release it in November. It's okay if you need to push your game back. Just be straight with your community about it. That's it. Right. And make sure you show them, and make sure you have something to show them. Milestones are great. If you have a video showing like gameplay and stuff like that and showing progress as you're continuing down the years of making a game, especially your first game and you're a new studio and you want to show progress of that journey through the creation of this game. That'll keep that community hyped and keep that community behind you. But when you don't show anything and you give excuses for reasons why the game got delayed and got delisted from Steam and various things of that, regardless of what they are, trademark disputes or whatnot, that just leaves a bad taste in everybody's mouth that's out there in the community. So then you start losing people to your game, right? We've seen games do this in the past. I was talking to the guys before this about there was a zombie game in the past. I can't remember what the name of it was, but it did release, but it was basically a scam, right? It had a lot of issues, a lot of disputes and things of that nature, reskins and all that stuff. And it went away and re-released as a free-to-play zombie game. It was definitely better, but it was still shady, right? But we've seen titles do this before, because that game also had a lot of hype behind it, and it ended up being completely different from what everyone thought it was going to be. And that could be the case with this game, right? It could be a lot of hype. What they showed off did look a lot like The Division, but with zombies and stuff like that. And it could have turned into something cool. But if we end up getting it, if we get it at all on November 10th, and it ends up being just not at all what people were thinking it was, again, that's going to leave a bad taste in people's mouths and for the developer, right? If they really want to be a legitimate company that makes legitimate games, then they need to do a better job of marketing themselves and marketing this game. Right now, they're doing a poor job of that. What do you think about that, Pat?
Yeah, I'm really concerned after everything I've kind of read because I went and did some digging and I found where there's some Reddit forums where people claim that uh, Fantastic, that's their parent company, that's Fantastic, applied for trademark for this back in 2022 and were denied. January of 2022, I will say as well, and were denied the trademark. So they knew that the trademark was already claimed and they're just now trying to do something about it. Seems very shady. Also, I don't know if everybody remembers, like a year ago, this company came under fire for using free work developers on the game instead of, paying for that. And the company behind publishing the game is Mytona. I think it's how it's Mytona. And they mostly make mobile games. And they make some other stuff. Like, I think the only thing that most people will probably know them for is Prop Night. Mytona published Prop Night, which is garbage. A lot of people like it. I don't like it. It's not my cup of tea. But, so that's the company funding it. So according to Fantastic, the developer, the game is fully funded by Mytona, and they've been reviewing it every step of the way. And I'm like, that seems really weird that a company will invest everything to pay for the game. Because, they haven't taken a dime from anybody, any players, right? They've just taken the money from Mytona, who's the one fronting the bill for this. And they claim the game's been in development for 4 years, which is typical development cycle for a game, if not longer, But the problem is the gameplays that they showed off 2 years ago was pretty damned awesome. Looked really good for a game that was only 2 years into development, in my opinion. So there's lots of shady, unknown stuff going on around here. Lots of people are finding loopholes in everything that this company is saying. So it really makes me wonder, is this because it's supposed to be a AAA game. It's supposed to be a AAA game and you're using volunteer developers to work on your game. You filed for trademark, but you got denied over 6 months ago, and you're just now telling us that this has happened because you got caught. Somebody did a trademark infringement claim to Steam. That's why their game was delisted, and that's why. And they got caught. So this project seems like a bait and switch or smoke and mirrors or whatever you want to call. They're just deviating from. They may have something, but it'll be garbage. It'll be just like the whole bait and switch where this is what we're showing off. And then you get something that looks like the GoldenEye remake. That's what you'll get. Here, check out this. We were doing Unreal Engine 5, but we couldn't figure it out. So we went back to Unreal Engine 1.
It's like those mobile games that, you see the ads and you're like, that game looks cool. Then you go and download the game and it's nothing like the ad. That's right. Exactly what that's
the next evolution for video games. They show you this cool ass ad and you're like, I'm getting that. And you get that and you're like, I got something that looks like a 5-year-old drew it.
Yeah, I love those advertisements. I was looking at that too, Pat. So the Mytona, they've been under investigation a few times. They're a Russian company that operates out of New Zealand that does the publishing. Primarily looks like they're into handhelds. They've had a few trademark issues with that. And then Fantastic, they also made that Prop Night game. It's like a 60 something on Metacritic or Steam. I can't remember which one I saw it on. So I don't know. I just think they're probably just a company that don't know what the hell they're doing. I mean, really. But you would think the publishers, Mytona, would be like, hey, we got to get this crap right. It just costs us money every day it's not being released. So I don't know. It's a 50-50 with me. They're either really bad at anything beyond the development of the game, or they're just full of crap and they're just making it up as they go along, which, that's a business thing anymore. Just making crap up as you go along. So, I don't know. Yeah. I think it'll be cool as heck when they finally release it so we can make the real judgment on the game. But until then, I think they're full of crap and I'm just not sure which direction their full of crap goes.
Yeah. Right now, I am leaning towards this is a scam until they prove me otherwise. They're now saying November. It'll be out in November.
Yeah.
I honestly hope I'm wrong. I 100% hope I'm wrong, and this is an amazing game that it looks like. If they come out and they bait and switch us, then I'm still going to call it a scam because that's exactly what it is. If you're going to do the mobile game, this is the most awesome game trailer ever, and then you pump me out freaking Stick Fighter, or something, I'm going to be like, well, that's crap game.
What was the game that was on Kickstarter? It's a spaceship game that's been on Kickstarting for like.
You're talking about the Robert Space Industries game.
Yes. That's what that's kind of sounded like without the
Star
Kickstarter.
Citizen.
Star Citizen, yeah. A damn thing.
But Star Citizen actually has playable content out, but it's not out of alpha or pre-beta, whatever the hell it is. It's still in like alpha build, so.
But is this guy still collecting money?
Yes, he still has like foundation ships that you can buy for real money and stuff like that to get into early access and stuff like that. So
That's such a
I don't know when Star Citizens is going to release. It's probably never going to release. I'll probably be dead and gone, and Chris Roberts himself will probably be dead and gone, and the game still won't be ready.
Just call it Star Alpha and just release the damn thing.
Yeah, so
I mean, you can play it now.
Yeah.
Star Citizen, I've played it. I own it. I mean, I bought one of the early access badges for Star Citizen, so I can get on and play it whenever I want.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, like I said, that game was originally anticipated release in 2014. So we're entering 10 years that this game was supposed to come out, but it's still not in full release yet. So that's the ultimate Kickstarter scam game right there. So, but you guys got anything else you want to talk about on the day before? So before we come to the day after?
Nope, but them days gone.
Oh, trademark infringement. All right. Let us know what you guys think. If you guys heard of the day before, were you excited about it when you first heard about it? And are you still excited for it? Or are you now a little worried that it might be a scam too? I mean, worried about it's a big word, or, not necessarily the word I would use because I don't have any skin in the game. I'd like to play it, but I'm anticipating that it's going to be a scam. That's my call. But what do you think? Do you think it's a scam? Do you think they just ran into hard times? Do you think they are just not knowing what the hell they're doing, even though they published a game that's out there and widely known, the Prop Night game? That's kind of the Dead by Daylight ripoff, as I would call it. But let me know what you think about that, and make sure to subscribe. Help us out so we can keep making videos every week. So hit that button to subscribe, hit that bell for notifications so you stay up to date with new videos that we do every week. And we hope you enjoyed this episode and hope to catch you in the next one.
See ya.